Hey everyone, I know it's been quite a while since my last video, but I'm back with another one for the upcoming Wrath of the Lich King Classic. This time, I'm gonna start with something general, but a topic that I always find very interesting whenever there's a new expansion or big patch update, and that's changes or differences in versions of the game that you can expect to find. In this case, I'm gonna cover 20 changes that I've noticed so far in playing the Wrath Classic beta. These are direct changes from TBC. Some are quality of life updates, some are new additions, and others are just fun things that I've noticed. I haven't listed these in any specific order, but keep in mind that these are things that I've discovered in the beta only, and there are many, many more. Hopefully there's something in here that's new and exciting to you, but if you in fact know of something that I didn't mention in this video, please share and let me know. Okay, anyway, let's get started. Number 1. New UI tabs. Well, this is a pretty popular one. Not only does it help with organization, but it definitely frees up several slots in your bags and bank. Let's quickly go through the new tab menu coming to Wrath Classic. So you can open your character menu, it's usually C by default, and on the bottom tabs, in addition to your character, reputation, and skills, you'll now see a pet and currency tab. The pet tab, Shift P by default, now stores all of your mounts and pets. When you log in for the first time, you'll need to right-click on the mount or mounts in your bags to get them stored into the pet tab. The same goes for actual pets that you have too. Upon checking out this tab, you'll notice two sub-tabs within it, Companions and Mounts. Kind of self-explanatory, but click each sub-tab to access either your pet companions or, you guessed it, your collection of mounts. You can then drag the mount from your Mount tab and assign it to whatever key binding you'd like. Moving over to the Currency tab, you may notice that all of your battleground marks, badges, and any other forms of currency are now missing from your bags and stored in the Currency tab. Again, another convenient way to save some space and display everything in a really organized way that is easy to access and view. You'll also notice that your honor points are now saved in this tab as well. Number 2. One-hit mining. Something exciting that I noticed when exploring the beta was, similar to herbalism, mining now only requires one hit. No more thieves running up to your mine now trying to steal it while you're mid-swing. Well, hopefully. Tapping a mine will now collect everything all at once in one neat bundle. Convenient. Number 3. Barbershop. Okay, probably another obvious yet exciting one nonetheless. Barbershops are getting added to the game. Scattered all throughout mostly your major cities, look for the, what's that spinny thing called? What spinny thing at barbershop? A barber pole? Really? That's what it's called? Anyway, look for the barber pole and you'll know you're in the right spot. At the barbershop, you can customize your character's appearance for a fee. Have a seat in the barbershop chair and check out the different styles to choose from, ranging from face, hairstyle, hair color, earrings, skin color, and you could also switch between male or female. It'll show you a tally in gold on the bottom how much your appearance change will cost. If you like living on the edge, you could speak to the barber and they'll choose the shave for you for a random price. Number 4. In-game calendar. So looks like a calendar was added to our mini-maps. It's not currently working on the beta, but it is to show in-game events such as seasonal activities and allows players to add their own custom events and raids. This calendar was originally added in patch 3.0.2 and can be accessed otherwise by typing /calendar. Number 5. Turkeys. But seriously, there's a plethora of new critters that you'll meet in Northrend. I found these turkeys wandering around Howling Fjord, and I just had to document it. I'm pretty sure I saw penguins on the boat too, right? I don't remember seeing any penguins in Azeroth or the Outland, so that's another new critter that I noticed right off the bat. What are some other critters that you guys are aware of that we are gonna find in Wrath Classic? I would love to hear about that. Number 6. Stormwind Harbor. For the Alliance, Stormwind Harbor has completed its construction and now serves boat paths to Aberdeen and Valiance Keep in the Borean Tundra. Alliance questers who wish to start at the Tundra should head over to the harbor and hop on the Kraken vessel to Northrend from there. Number 7. Menethil Harbor. Menethil Harbor has already existed for Alliance, however the boats are now changed around, also where players will find the North Spear boat that takes you to Valgard in Howling Fjord. One thing I noticed is that the wait time for this boat boat can be pretty long. Upon looking it up, it looks like you could be waiting almost 7 to 8 minutes for this boat, depending on when you arrive at the dock. Number 8. Zeppelin changes. Don't think I forgot about the Horde. For players in Duratar, you'll notice a new Zeppelin tower that has been added to the landscape just outside Orgrimmar. This Zeppelin will transport players to Warsong Hold in the Borean Tundra. On the flip side, players in Tirisfal Glades will also notice a new Zeppelin tower just outside the Undercity. This new Zeppelin will lead players to Vengeance Landing in Howling Fjord. Just speak to Mira Fartthrottle, and she'll guide you to the Cloud Kisser. Fartthrottle? Fartthrottle? Really? Number 9. Spell power and healing changes. Healers, if you take a look at your gear, you may notice that the fine print no longer says increases healing done by so-and-so. That's because basically everything is streamlined to spell power now. It might seem a little odd at first, but hopefully secondary stats like mana per 5, haste, or even spirit on items will be determining factors from having you fight with your spellcasters over gear. But at the end of the day, who knows? Number 10. Dual Spec. A quality of life feature coming to Wrath Classic that I am a huge fan of is Dual Specialization. This becomes available to players at level 40 and allows you to keep 2 different talent sets that you could switch between. Switching specs also means that you'll have your own set of glyphs per talent tree. Please note that switching specs cannot be done while in combat and has a one-time cost of 1,000 gold. Simply visit your trainer to learn dual specialization. Absolutely worth it in my opinion, especially if you're someone who likes being versatile and adaptive to what your group needs. A popular thing that I've noticed is that a lot of players will have maybe a primary leveling or DPS spec, and then add another spec for more utility. Either straight PvE for dungeons and raiding, or a tank or healing off spec. The choice is yours and will absolutely depend on what class you play too. Number 11. Glyphs. Speaking of having 2 talent specializations, players can now add glyphs to their specialty. So what are glyphs? They essentially allow you to modify a number of your abilities in quite a few ways. They're broken down into 3 major and 3 minor, and all of them will be unlocked as you level to 80. They're crafted via the inscription profession, and can have major impact on your character's performance. Absolutely do not forget to add glyphs to your talent spec, and don't forget that you'll have 2 unique sets of glyphs to add them to when you purchase dual spec. Number 12. Hearthstone cooldown reduction. Coming to Wrath Classic, our Hearthstone cooldown time is now reduced from 1 hour to 30 minutes. Pretty straight and to the point. Number 13. Faster mount cast. Another quick one, but your mount summon speed has been cut in half. Now players can mount up even faster in Wrath Classic. Number 14. Water mounting. Another cool quality of life feature I've noticed is that you'll no longer get dismounted upon entering a body of water. That's right, players can now swim while still mounted. Number 15. Blasted Lands portals added. I've noticed that in Ironforge and Undercity, where mages teleport to respectively, ports to the Blasted Lands have been added in. This will add a bit more convenience to getting back to the Outland if you don't have a Hearthstone there saved already. Number 16. More detailed maps. Speak to a Flight Master and you may notice that the maps have a bit more detail added to them. This also seems to be the case with mini-maps and world maps too. And it's not just in Northrend, I've noticed this in Azeroth and Outland too. Number 17. Achievements. By default, your Y key will open up your achievement menu. What's to be said about achievements? Well, I'm sure most of you are familiar with this system if you played Wrath back in the day, or any other later WoW expansions. Achievement points track various tasks or even items you've collected in your journeys. Many achievements are just for fun or a little something extra to do, but others can reward players special titles and even mounts. By scrolling through your achievement menu, you'll be able to see which achievements reward what. Number 18. Comparing achievements. On the topic of achievements, right-clicking on a player's portrait will allow you to compare your achievements to them. Perhaps a fun way to scan through other people's achievements and see how you compare. Number 19. Copy character name. Another quality of life addition I've noticed that's new in the Wrath beta is the ability to copy a character's name by right-clicking on their portrait. You'll see a new option right there. This to me is especially useful for players who have special characters in their names and are really hard to type out. Number 20. Group Finder. Always a hot topic of debate, by pressing I on your keyboard by default, you'll bring up the Group Finder menu. Upon opening the menu, you could first choose which role or roles you could participate as in the group. Then, you can select what exactly you're looking for. Dungeons, raids, quests and zones, PvP, or something custom that's not listed. You can add notes and more details to your listing, and even browse pre-existing groups to see what's out there by selecting the Group Browser tab on the bottom. There, you can filter by activity and see who else is looking for group. They're listed by name, level, class, role or roles, and a few more details too, like what dungeons, raids, or activities they're signed up for. It's a pretty detailed system to sort through groups and find other players seeking the same activity. And so just like that, that wraps it up for the 20 changes I've noticed in the Wrath of the Lich King Classic Beta compared to TBC Classic. I know I haven't covered everything, and if there's something I missed or didn't include in this video that is worth noting, please let me know in the comment section below. And feel free to suggest any other types of videos that you'd like to see on my channel. It definitely feels really good to be back. Thank you all so much for the love and support that you've shown us thus far. If you like this video, make sure you're subscribed to my channel by hitting that sub button, smash that like button, and be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now that I'm getting back into creating content on YouTube, I don't have any plans right now to stream on Twitch. Therefore, I'm gonna unlock the membership section on YouTube. So what does that mean? Well, similar to a Twitch sub, you gain access to exclusive member-only perks, such as a badge next to your name in the comments, custom emoji to use, early access to all of my videos, and more. Simply hit the join button next to my name to become a member. Don't feel like committing? You can also give thanks by clicking the thanks button underneath this video. This is a one-time donation or tip, and the cool part is your name will get highlighted with the amount in the comments below. So those are the ways right now you could support this channel and encourage me to continue dedicating the time to creating this content. Thank you again, and if you're looking for other new content in the meantime, feel free to check out Pasta and I in the latest episode of our podcast, Warcraft Brew, if you haven't already. I'm also going to be writing a bunch of new guides on WOWHEAD for Wrath of the Lich King, and I'll definitely be sure to share the guides with all of you once they've been published. So keep an eye out for that too. Thank you again, and I'll see you soon.